recording at 6:30 this morning because yesterday's live had only just got up. So I shared that on Telegram and on Facebook. But what I thought won't be the same is today's reading. So, as it's Friday, and Fridays I tend to have become a new thing of positivity, reflection for the week, and what do we need to know? But also, tomorrow is the solstice, the equinox. So I thought I would do a reading for that. I will do a more in detailed one along with the equinox. Actually, I put it up, but it kept getting moved as no one had booked. But I will be recording, hopefully. I'm not sure yet. It's to be, but at sunrise tomorrow, we'll see how that goes. My partner's working tomorrow morning, so I may have to move that. But I had been invited to go up to Merlin's temple, so the Druid temple. But it's 4-hour drive from me, and to get there for midday tomorrow, when there's lots going on with the children, is harder. But my calling was telling me this week, especially from Monday, to go and be with the redwoods, go and be with the elementals, go and be with the trees and connect with nature. And there'd been lots of rain, there'd been lots of wind, and wherever I was kind of feeling that sense of nature, wanting to be outside, needing to be outside, working out outside. And so I just thought I'd do a little mini reading today after what would have been class, so it'd given you a chance to do yesterday's class, and then it was up, because for some reason it was taking time for things to come up, and share a few little bits with you. So I'm going to go to my favourite cards, which are from Carl Gray. I love these because they feel, I tend not to read his meanings anymore. They've got their own meaning to me a lot of the time, but I do love his references to what they actually mean. But they remind me, they're the angels and ancestors. They remind me of like the ancestors, like it's coming from that pool of knowledge that we draw on from that which we perceive of in the past. So to know for this particular solstice, equinox, it's the balance, the between. So, oh gosh, I just dropped 3 on the floor. What does that mean? Oh my word. One's turned upside down again. Right, well, I'm going to put those 3 as they've come out, as they jumped out at me. That one turned upside by itself. Oh. Bless me. I need to do some detoxing, not detoxing, but some clearing out. It's so hard to get over those, like when a cold comes, when you get the change of season. If you've got that in your mind, you think, oh, it means run down, not clearing out. But I am certainly clearing out, because that was the other guidance that come through strongly on Monday. And I need to emphasize, this is very personal guidance directly for me. But if this resonates for you, it may resonate. So in working with Matthias and in working with the path of the I am, I learned about the 5 poisons. You might not see them as poisons, but they're like, just for argument's sake, we're just going to call them that, okay, which is milk, sugar, flour, potatoes, and oh my god, what's the other one? Rice, white rice. Now, I don't have a lot of white rice in my diet. I certainly don't have milk or dairy because I'm vegan. So it was flour, potatoes, and sugar are the 3 things that are left in my personal diet. And I'm trying to wean out sugar. White sugar's not vegan because it's clarified by bones, I believe. So you can get vegan sugar. So but sugar in itself, I was trying to at least not have that, because it in line with my own path the best I can when I'm out. It's hard to sort of say if things are labelled or not. People don't always know that one. But flour is the hardest. And so when eating out, yesterday's a classic example for this. We went to one of my, I'm not going to say Stoves because I'm not affiliating anything, but I went to one of my favourite little cafes, which they make all their stuff fresh. And had what I thought was going to be the one that didn't have any of those in. And so looked at this. Oh, look, that's quinoa salad, and I was like, no, look, it's got rice mixed in with it. So that was a no-no. All the other had sandwiches, so that the bread discounted any of that. So I it's the soup, and a green soup and a green sort of smoothie thing that had loads of spinach and cow and stuff. Because also separate from that, for me, for my teeth on a personal journey, trying to do the more alkaline foods, and so I had the green soup, and of course, it had potato. So I thought, God, it feels impossible to do this while I'm out. And I thought it's not. That's that word I'm deleting from my like vocabulary, and I'm gonna put that out there that there's more places where you can have more clean living, and certainly these ones sort of on a healthier version. So what my compromise was, you might have seen my video at home when I was needing the carbohydrates. Obviously, did a workout yesterday as well, and knew I needed to have some carbs. Was to have smelt flour. So that at the beginning of the week, that's what I was using. Yesterday, I actually cheated, in all honesty, and we had brown seedy bread, so found. And I thought I was going to say to myself when I look back at this week from Monday when they told me you needed to be cutting out all this stuff and more, I did succeed in the alkaline, but I didn't succeed in the poisons. So, not that they're poisons, and actually, that word doesn't sit right with me. Cutting out those five things, and it's not completely cutting them forever. It's just during this sacred cycle. So I was like, did that mean? I asked my guides this morning, have I failed? Kind of like, did I fail this test you gave me? And they sort of said no, because it's you never fail for starters. It's always law of incrementation, and actually the fact that you're working towards it and you feel the difference in your body when you're having those things is what's important. So it might be that something's coming up right now, and the one that's just fallen out is protection and guardians drop the shields. It's what we feel as, what do I shield myself from these foods? Do I need protection from these foods? Are they poisons? That word poison. And actually, no, I'm going to rescript how I view that, rescript how I live that in my own life, because for me, it's about my choices and choosing to be the person I work for. And I'm just like, my thoughts going over to a little plug for my friend's book here, sorry. Um, Are You Worth It? Words just coming. And I've been meaning to read this book that a lady that I met a few years ago, really inspiring coach. Um, she is so, so knowledgeable to read this. And those words are like, am I enough? Am I worth it? Your health is your wealth, it says on the back. And I thought, yeah, our health of our mind, of our heart, of our spiritual being, of everything, that's the wealth in our life. And the more that we do that, the more that physical wealth can flow. And it literally flowed to me. I'd been frustrated recently, actually, um, with not being able to continue my studies. And someone had posted something, and I thought it triggered me a little bit. And I thought, why is that triggering me? It's because I hadn't like stepped out and continued things. And I thought, no, just let it go, because you law of incrementations, you work towards whatever you need will come to you. Just keep surrendering and moving forward and taking those inspired, imperfect actions. Matt Schaefer there, I can hear, and I've got it written in front of me, consistent, committed, imperfect actions. And I add into that consistent, committed, imperfect, inspired action that comes from divine. And so when we drop our shields, this is where it's leading to link it back round. We open up to the possibilities of the universe. We don't feel like we need to be protected. And in doing so, create the need. It's coming from a place of need. I think I mentioned this yesterday, it came up yesterday, rather than a place of open heartedness. When you are every day needing to ground myself, every day needing to put a bubble of light around, you're in a state of fight or flight, you're in a state of need of protection. So that is not in the higher states of consciousness, that's in that reptilian part of the brain that we're moving beyond, we're moving out of. So this speaks to that. So let go of the fear. So the vows right now in this crossover point, they are beautiful, but things happen fast. So your thoughts can become reality really quickly. So in doing so, you're seeing things happen, and that may not be what you had initially intended, but that is what your subconscious is focusing on. Move the screen so you can see. And I went to go live on there, and I was like, I haven't done this for a while. Live on the, I'm normally on the phone, and for is the quickness, I've got short time that I want to run through just a little bit, so you've got something for today, and so drop those shields around you. So yes, every morning we do our 12D filter. I like to think of it as a filter rather than a shield. Think of it as a filter system in a swimming pool. And that's what it's saying. Like, you want to filter out all those leaves being, like I talk about in meditation, the poo sticks. When you drop that leaf and it floats and it drifts off, you're filtering out all of those, like, I'm just running anxiety, as always Hay would say, just filtering out those ego, self doubts. Am I worth it? Am I enough? Am I good enough? What's the other ones that are common? Basically, they all stem from I am enough. Um, so I am loved. Am I lovable? You are. And if you don't think so, I'm telling you, you are. Whatever you think you have done, or whatever you think you are not worth it for, maybe past, I want you to do something for me now. And this is what I was going to do actually before we pull these two cards to finish. Now let's just do these quickly, and then we will do a little mini meditation to finish. That's really, really important, I think, to do daily in your mind. It'll take 3 minutes literally. So direction guidance, choose your path. So again, protection and choosing our path. I need one of those cameras so you can view what I'm seeing, or switch between. I'll get there in the end, but it doesn't matter whether you can see it. It's hear it. Frequency is how we discern anyway. Direction, where are you going right now? We're at that crossroads point in the seasons. So what do you want for this coming season? What is your intention for this coming season? For me, that's supporting my family, because my son is going off to secondary school. We're looking at different secondary schools. So we're viewing about where we're going to be. So, and actually physically, geographically, looking at moving. So this is something like physical direction. What's calling us? What's right for us? Is the grass a bit, is it that grass is greener over there, and actually we're better here? And trusting that direction. The only way you find that direction, it's not by looking at the horizon. That's how the mammals did it. That's the old conscious thinking. We're moving beyond that. It's, we go within to our compass. Our heart is our compass. Our heart is our steering gear for moving forward. What's right here internally, when you connect to your guidance yourself. And winter, take care of your needs, the wolf. So knowing what's right for you, knowing what direction you're taking. The solstices, the equinoxes, they're all moments for us to take pause, take reflection. So that's answered my question as well for me personally, in saying for tomorrow, for what I will be doing with the class, but also what I will do for my own self practice in wanting to be with nature. But whatever you're called to do, take care of that. It may be like me, where I'm doing this work with the food that I started talking about in the beginning, and why I'm called to do that, and I will share that, is because to hold more light as a container of light, as a vessel, to be able to channel the love language and to express through integrity, for me, that's what I'm called to eat more light. I'm called to be in accordance with my own spiritual values and beliefs around food and what's right for me. And those densities of those processed foods, just my body doesn't seem to like them. That was what the warning was. It wasn't like, if you don't eat this, you will be punished because your body will just excrete it. However, it's that would be the old way of thinking about it. It's that I've decided in my heart, in my most integral self, that this is the path that I want. I don't want those processed stuff in me to do different higher frequency energy work. And aligning with that, that's a choice though. That's a choice point. It's not, I'm not saying you have to do that, but it might be something else you're being called to do. You're being called to evaluate. Last month, we were asked to evaluate what's important to us. And for me, that meant dropping things that I really enjoyed doing, but I knew to open space to bring other stuff in, which was even more important for me to shift and to change. And I was told yesterday that I won't recognize myself soon because my whole life is going to transform. It's like I'm in the chrysalis stage. And I feel that we as a society are also in that stage of that chrysalis being, and the butterfly is emerging. It's pushing against, and it has that fight, that push. But it's not in the sense of needing to push against. That's the natural flow of coming out of the resistance, which is the pushing. So being aware of the resistance in your life and where those thinking thoughts are, so that you can emerge through this transformation, or this year is transformation. So that's the birthing process we have over this year of what it is we're birthing into being. And one of the reasons I was saying that my belly, I've found it hard personally to drop that weight, was that I've got so many ideas there waiting to be birthed, that energy's holding. It's in like a holding space. So I'm going to ask you, what is it you choose? Choose your path and take care of your needs. What are they this weekend? Take time to reflect and drop the shields. Be open and receptive to all the good that is out there energetically, to that which is beyond those vows that you can connect to, however it is that resonates with you for you. And as I said, we're going to do a little 5 minutes, perfect timing to finish this. So, closing your eyes, I want you to put your hand on your heart and just breathe. Breathe and become aware of your now moment. Drop your awareness into your heart. Gosh. What do I need to around me? But I drop the shields, knowing and trusting. Whoa, releasing all over the place. I am open, receptive to all good. Feel into this. All I can feeling is a tickly throat, sorry. Now moment. I want you to let go of your past. From this now moment, in hearing my words, it's erased. Only the love and the lessons remain, and the wisdom. Diatora kiani holovita kiai. Future 2. Inakori. This is a reset to connect. Iuruishkai urunayana. Ehe tuhuna I kuhuni iki. Ianuhu ia ita e tayarushku. In this moment, you are one with the nothingness. You are one with the neutral 0 point of the universe. Just floating in a sea, letting go of thought, letting go of meaning. Safe in your own awareness, though, still safe in the heart, but letting go of the need to feel safe, the need for which direction you're going, and whatever those needs are. Letting go of the lies we tell ourselves, the weight that's heavy upon us, whatever we've been watching or waiting to happen. Feel as though the rain has washed you. In fact, there's not even any rain, no air, no nothing. You don't need to breathe. You're beyond everything in this now moment. You're the space between the breath, the inhale, the exhale. And from here, that spark of light is seen, that beginning, the beginning of this day, of this moment, of this thought as it's birthed. What is it you're thinking? What is it you're feeling? What is it that's coming into being? Is a path being shown to you? Now you've opened and dropped the shields. What truly needs to be taken care of in the winter as it approaches, in that season, in that time of reflection, as things go within, as things go to sleep. Think of it as a sense of, when the snow is covering everything, there's this sense of stillness, this sense of quietness. That's what you're feeling right now. That anticipation, that pause between the breath. And I will leave you with that. If you want to stay there longer than you can, my love, my blessings, my thanks. I'm Teresa Jande. Please like, share with anyone you feel will benefit and will resonate with this. Blessings on your day, on your now, for your now moment. Thank you.